You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
Get your free inventor's information. Call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687. 8687.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
My name is Jessie. I'm a United States Special Forces widow. This gives me a unique perspective on the world around us. If you're willing to listen, I'll tell you how I see it, and I won't pull any punches. This is my POV, which stands for Point of View.
All right, how y'all doing out there today? You know, I miss you when we're not talking. Sorry I had such an unannounced, quote-unquote, vacation. Yes, something came up that was going to take me more than a day or two or more than a show or two to take care of. So I took a whole week off. And as you know, I do miss you when we're not talking. So I am back on KLRNRadio.com. You can join me and Ron over on in the chat room. That's KLRNRadio.com/chat. You can tag me in a tweet. Yes, I am on Twitter. A lot happened while I was gone. A lot. Trust me, I can't tell you the number of times I wanted to rush to the microphone. But I had so many things going on, I just couldn't make it happen, my friends. And I didn't want to bring you an iffy show. I wanted to bring you the quality show you are used to. So rather than slap something together, I said, I'll hold off. It's news. It's huge news. But I'll catch it on the flip. So, anyway, I'm back. Alright, so where do we start with all the news? Well, unless you live under a rock, Mosul has been liberated. So, what happens now is Raqqa. But even Mosul and Raqqa do not mean the end of Daesh. Now, there's been some stuff in Afghanistan that's going on, too. Oh, yeah. I've been keeping my eye on the news, even though I haven't been at the microphone. So, we have troops back in Afghanistan in decent-sized numbers. And that's something that hasn't happened since the Obama surge. Now, of course, Obama did a surge at the same time he announced the troop withdrawal. I mean, really? That's not the way to do it. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, we're going to surge until X date, then we're walking away. Sorry. That's not how you do things. So yes, we have Marines back in Helmand Province. So we have a Daesh leader killed in a raid. Yes, let's talk about that. Let's start with that one. Abu Sayed was killed earlier this week in an attack on his headquarters in Kunar province. Yes, another one bit the dust. Oh yes. U.S. forces killed Abu Sayed, the emir of Daesh, in a strike on the group's headquarters in Kunar province. The raid also killed other ISIS-K members. Now, what's that? That's another branch, friends. Yes, if you thought Daesh was going away just because we took back Mosul, I'm sorry to say you were wrong. Unfortunately, that's not the way these guys work. They're teaming up with the Taliban. You know, we've got Taliban there, we've got Daesh. And, you know, I love my military. But I'm asking the same question everybody else is asking. What's the strategy? And let me see if I can find the audio clip I'm looking for. It was from a budget hearing a ways back. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. So, but yeah, everybody was asking, what's the strategy in Afghanistan? And nobody seems to be able to answer that one. And that's what has me wondering. And it's got everybody else wondering, what is the strategy? And I know there are many things going on behind the scenes that they don't tell us. For good reason. Trust me, I'm the first person to say not all military news. All military information needs to be public. But, I gotta say, give us a clue. I mean, like I said, make us at least understand that you have a strategy. You don't have to give us the details, but at least give us a clue. Because right now, I hate to say this, and I love my military. Are we still operating the don't lose? Because that's not a strategy. And I love our men and women in uniform. Anybody who knows me knows that one. But I gotta say, the don't lose thing is just not sufficient. Now, while I'm covering this, for those of you I hope my listeners don't live under rocks, but just in case you missed it, Senator John McCain is recovering from quote-unquote minimally invasive surgery performed Friday to remove a blood clot from above his left eye. Now, of course, his absence in the Senate has caused political implications, which Mitch McConnell delayed a vote, but I'm just going to say, this type of... I've heard that some doctors familiar with blood clots and craniotomies, yes, they remove part of the skull to get to this blood clot, could indicate more serious medical conditions. And everybody's saying what caused the clot could determine how soon we see Senator John McCain back on the floor. So, I'm just going to take a moment, and while I don't usually discuss U.S. politics, speedy recovery, John McCain. speedy recovery. All right. Now for what you've been waiting for. Show prep. And Host Kitty wants my attention. I've got the actual real life Host Kitty here going, "Can you feed me, please?" So I opened his food bowl for him. All right. An American Scot. Let's start with Iran. Now, for those of you since it's been a while, let's do a quick thumbnail version of our Middle East scorecard. Yes, Middle East scorecard. All right, Iran and North Korea are trading partners, especially in terms of missile technology. Russia trades with both Iran and North Korea. And of course, Russia and Iran are propping up Bashar al-Assad in Syria. And, well, the Houthi rebels in Yemen are backed by none other than Iran. Notice what country seems to be centered in all this? Iran, Russia, North Korea, Iran, Russia, North Korea. Yeah, guys. This is gonna be interesting on how it all plays out. Alright, so there was an American scholar jailed in Iran for espionage. He is, quote, linguistically gifted and has an unbound intellectual curiosity. He was in pursuit of his doctorate at Princeton University. He was detained last August while researching the Qajar dynasty for his dissertation. His arrest was not made public until this past weekend when the verdict was announced. Wang is married, has a son, was accused of using his status as a researcher to send Iranian documents to the U.S. government and Western universities. Now, his trial was apparently conducted in secret. The verdict can still be appealed. Of course, folks, I think this verdict, as I do with most kangaroo courts, is bupkis. We're discussing documents that were 100 years old. The Qajar dynasty ruled the late Persian Empire from 1785 to 1925. Tell me how that impacts current foreign policy. Because I just don't think...
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
I mean, goodness knows we have a program here, and if you're not aware of it, I will direct you to the CIA online reading room. We declassify documents after a period of time ourselves. So, how documents from 1785 to 1925 are a threat to Iran's national security today are beyond my comprehension. Wang's travel was financed by Princeton and other academic fellowships. He's the latest foreign national to be arrested by Iranian security services and convicted in closed-door proceedings. Now, remember I said this is kangaroo court? Oh boy. These are often closed-door proceedings on vague charges without access to a lawyer. Yes, that sounds like the definition of a kangaroo court to me. All right. There are a number of foreigners, including U.S. citizens and dual nationals, still believed to be held in Iran. And, of course, as you know, the previous administration vowed to the use of them as bargaining chips, and I believe we paid a ransom. So, what can I say? But that ain't the way it's supposed to work. Whatever happened to the United States does not negotiate with terrorists. Hate to say it, but that's how it looks. Now, of course, Iran does not recognize dual nationalities. Doesn't matter what they are, Iran does not recognize them. So, I'm going to issue my usual travel warning. Stay out of Pyongyang, stay out of Tehran, and I'd stay out of Syria. So, North Korea, Iran, and Syria are not places you should be putting on your travel wish list right now, folks. And in case that you need any more backup on that, just don't. How many times have you heard me read the name of an American or a dual national American arrested by fill in the blank? Now, granted, I haven't done it for Syria, but I'm just going to say right up front, that ain't the way to go. Susan Maloney, a senior fellow and expert on Iran from Brookings, said the arrest of foreign nationals and dual nationals is a consistent tactic Iran has used. It's just a system that views individual foreigners who come to the country, especially those with language capabilities, as inherently suspect. So if you speak a second language, Iran's even more of a problem. Oh yes. Now, the U.S. government is aware that he's been arrested. State Department's working with his family. I could have written that press release for them. We are aware of the situation. We are watching it. President's been briefed. Blah, blah, blah. Come on. We all know that one. We've heard that line before, kids. Not the line I like to hear, but usually the one we get. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Okay, and I don't normally go out on limbs. Host opinion warning, because then I got to get to the commercial break at the bottom of the hour. Because despite my getting a late start, I got the Stafford voice hot on my heels. We'll be getting more into Russia and what's going on there in just a moment. But, you know, I don't think Donald Trump is going to send a plane load of cash, Western currency, over to Iran to free anybody. At least I'd like to hope he doesn't. Okay? His predecessor did. I think it set a bad precedent, one I would not like to see continued and or repeated. We will touch on North and South Korea and what's going on there in short or on the other side of the break. And in the meantime, I gotta pay those radio station bills, so I will see you on the other side.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687. 687.
You can lay down if you wanna. You can run away if you wanna. You can pretend that this is totally okay if you wanna. You can play dead if you wanna. Forget what they said if you wanna. Turn your back on the country needing you right now, but I don't wanna.
All right, thank y'all for hanging in there with me over that commercial break. Yes, we are back. Yes, gotta pay the bills, even here at the station. Now, I know we were discussing Mosul's freedom before we went to the break. I've got an audio clip. We're going to play it probably in 2 parts. And it is from the press conference that they held, that the coalition held shortly after Mosul was liberated. This was the one held by the military people, not the prime ministers and presidents and things like that.
This victory deals a significant blow to ISIS towards ending their false statehood. Over the last 3 years, through Iraqi determination, ISIS has been on an increasingly rapid decline, losing Tikrit, Ramadi, Fallujah, and now Mosul. Iraqi security forces, on the other hand, have only improved and gotten stronger. They have proven with their battlefield successes that they know they are better that they are a better fighting force and they are better than the terrorists that they fight. Defeating Daesh throughout Iraq has been a true unity of effort underneath Prime Minister Abadi's direction. And just look at how the Iraqi security forces have fought. All elements of the Iraqi security forces achieved this victory together. Iraqi army, federal police, Peshmerga forces, local police, counterterrorism service, and popular and tribal mobilization forces.
All right, so they did use a lot of local resources. Oh, what's that, Host Kitty? What? Oh, really? Yeah, we can do that. We'll wait till the end of the segment, but we can do that. Host Kitty has something he wants me to play. But we will wait to the end of the segment, Host Kitty. Alright, so they used a lot of local elements. They tried to work hard together. Now, the Peshmerga, for those of you who don't recall, are the Kurds. The Kurds, if you recall, are frenemies Turkey, don't like any Kurds. We support one group of Kurds and don't support the other. The group we don't support, I will admit, goes running around Istanbul, Turkey, blowing stuff up. That doesn't make me want to support you, friends. Not even close. Just don't go there. Alright, so let's go take a listen to the rest of this audio clip.
Overall, Iraqi security forces have cleared more than 30,000 square miles of territory that had once been held by ISIS. And nearly 2 million Iraqis, formerly displaced, have now returned to their homes. However, the defeat of ISIS in Mosul does not mark the end of this evil ideology and global threat. With the coalition's help, the ISF will keep the pressure on this enemy while they are on their heels and not give them a chance to rest. The coalition, with both military and through stabilization efforts, will continue to support Iraq in their efforts to defeat ISIS. The progress that has been made to date is because of our brave Iraqi partners who take the fight to ISIS every single day, and the strong coalition that supports and fights with them. And it is the professionalism and the dedication and competence of these men and women who have gone toe-to-toe with this terrorist group and have paved the way for ISIS's lasting defeat. And with that, I'll now turn it to...
All right. I'm stopping it there. Were other people involved in the press conference. I'm going to have to seriously work through the audio because they were not speaking English and there was translator voices overlaid with everything else, and I've got to pick through it. I will see if I can get you a worthwhile sound clip, and if not, you'll just have to take my word on it. But Mosul, oh yes, Host Kitty, I'm getting there. There you go, Host Kitty. I'm moving. My paws don't necessarily move as fast as yours. So, that's the way it goes. Mosul is free. Will we ever hear of clashes there again? Potentially. There may still be a few holdouts there, but I believe the residents of Mosul are happy to have their home, their city back, even if it is in ruins. I mean, just think about it. When somebody's house burns down, they rebuild. So, this is a major step. There's a lot of rebuilding. There is a lot of rebuilding going on that's going to need to happen. Anybody got a couple $1,000,000 to start up a concrete company in Mosul, Iraq, or construction company there? You just might make $1 million. Or more. All right. Moving right along. I'm going to answer a question in the chat room. Ron, my favorite Russian city was St. Petersburg. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I have been to Russia. I was commenting on that in the chat room after my vacation in Pyongyang thing. And I'm going to take just a brief break. I'll be right back with you guys in just a few seconds.
You can let it down if you wanna. You can run away if you wanna. You can pretend that this is totally okay if you wanna. You can play dead if you wanna. Forget what they said if you wanna. Turn your back on the country needing you right now, but I don't wanna.
Sorry about that unplanned break. Things happen at the studio, and I don't always have it all planned. All right, so let's discuss Russia and Kim Jong-un and North Korea. All right, if you're a longtime listener to this show, you know that Russia and North Korea are now trading partners. Well, they started a ferry between North Korea and part of Russia twice a week. So, let's break this down a little bit. July 4th, Pyongyang had a successful launch of an ICBM. Now, what I found on the North Korean news agency sites, if they are to be believed, and I do recall 99% of that is propaganda, they had test sensors inside the warhead cavity of that rocket, of that missile. And it stayed at temperatures that would keep an ICBM, a nuclear warhead, safe during launch and re-entry. Oh yes, so why isn't Putin worried about Pyongyang's missiles? Well, Putin's not exactly a friend of the United States. Let's start there. And Putin seems to be good at working with dictators. Come on, let's face it. The Kim family in North Korea is basically the North Korean mafia and the government all rolled into one. And trust me, there's a lot of mafia in the Russian government. Of course, the Kremlin sees Pyongyang's behavior very differently than we do. Russia has more of a sanguine view of North Korea's Kim ruling dynasty. I mean, it only shares a small border with the country, but if you look at their uniforms and their military hardware, a lot of them are Cold War throwbacks. They think the Kim dynasty is rational. But Russian analysts think that Kim knows that the offensive use of any of these weapons would result in a counterstrike by the United States, killing him and just obliterating his country. Not to string, obliterate. However, we also have the Seoul factor. Seoul, South Korea is targeted by hundreds of thousands of conventional artillery weapons. If there was actually a war was to kick off, Seoul would be in the first round of targets. That's the capital of South Korea. It is approximately 30 miles from the demilitarized zone. Now, in North Korea, you got hard currency. You can buy what you want. How does Kim Jong-un get his hard currency? Well, let's see. He's been sending workers to Russia for quite some time. Now, of course, Russia says that the United States deserves at least as much of the blame for tensions on the Korean Peninsula as Pyongyang does. Pyongyang usually takes reactive than proactive steps, according to Russian analysts. However, who knows? Of course, Pyongyang looks at Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi, whose fates are proof that bluffing is not wise. Well, I can't say that I miss either Saddam Hussein or Muammar Gaddafi, but their deaths did send a very interesting signal to quackers. Couldn't get through a show without quackers here. Now, if Washington wants to moderate its aims at the Korean Peninsula and accept Pyongyang's nuclear program, Moscow says they might help in pressuring the North to stop the weapons testing. Yes, there are stores in North Korea filled with banned luxury goods. Oh yes. Because, of course, you know only the pampered pooches live in Pyongyang, and anyone that with hard currency can shop in these stores. And, of course, the secret of Office 39, is how Kim Jong-un gets his hard currency. Office 39 is rumored to have grown substantially in recent years, now raking in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, despite all the sanctions we keep throwing at them. Yes, the U.S. Treasury Department estimates that Office 39 manages a sprawling, convoluted series of front companies, financial institutions, and money-making schemes to help fund the regime. Think of Office 39 as a family business. The Kim family business. And Office 39 has its fingers in every pie that's baked in Pyongyang, every restaurant, every worker, and every employee it can get its hands on. There are public trading ties exist with companies in Singapore, Malaysia, and Russia. And then, of course, there's some quieter trading companies. Trades that go on. I swear they use the public ones to cover the suspicious ones. Now, Japan ain't happy. Remember, that's where all these missile tests are landing, the economic zone of the Sea of Japan. Oh yes. And it's according to Japan, they had fishermen in the area. And those fishing boats could have been hit. Of course, the United States has circulated a resolution with proposed new sanctions to the other permanent veto-wielding security members, China, Russia, Britain, and France. No details have been released, but of course, Ambassador Nikki Haley told the Council earlier this month that if it is united, the international community can cut off major sources of hard currency to North Korea, restrict oil to its military and weapons program, increase air and maritime restrictions, and hold senior officials accountable. So, like I said, Japan ain't happy. And the test marked it was such a huge step forward, I can't help but saying it. Japan is, of course, encouraging China to play a greater role in pressuring North Korea. Now, China doesn't want to end up on our sanctions list, but they don't want a Western-compliant South Korea on their border either. In fact, South Korea has proposed holding military and humanitarian talks with the North, aimed at easing tensions along the heavily armed border and arranging reunions of families divided decades ago by the Korean War. Now, there's been no response from North Korea. None. South Korean President Moon argues that talks are the likeliest way to end the crisis over Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program. The South wants to send a military delegation to the border village of Panmunjom. That's the DMZ, or the demilitarized zone. The buildings there are literally on the border, half in South Korea, half in North Korea. And what's funny is, I believe it's T3 or T4 is the Military Armistice Commission building. T stands for temporary. Temporary. Still there. Not very temporary. Now, of course, this would be the first intergovernmental dialogue since 2015, and the first would be the first between the two governments since 2015, and the first military dialogue since 2014. Kim Jong-un had proposed such talks in May 2016, but Park Geun-hye, who was president of South Korea then, rejected the offer. Which one was right? I don't know. Members, I think that is a tragedy. All right, folks. Yes, I know I'm cutting it short. However, I'm going to wrap it here. Yes, I didn't get through all my new show prep. But, hey, it was a good warm-up show, and we will have more on this and many other things in the week ahead. And on that note, folks, you regulars know what's coming.